Today we are continuing with a holistic approach to mental health, and specifically we're talking about how we can get better sleep. We're going to be covering why sleep is so very important and how you can improve your sleep starting tonight. Let's dive in. Getting enough sleep is actually a very crucial part of our overall health. When we aren't getting enough quality rest, and especially if we are just chronically sleep deprived, that can lead to a suppressed immune system, aka it's easier to get sick, changes in our mood, and just difficulty regulating our emotions in general, which perpetuate things like anxiety and depression. There can be changes to our metabolism, and also there's just higher risk of developing chronic health conditions in general. So seeing as sleep really is quite important, here are a few simple strategies to help improve your sleep starting today. Number one is creating a regular bedtime routine. Figuring out a regular bedtime as well as a pre-bedtime routine will really go a long way in helping you fall asleep as well as stay asleep. You're kind of re-regulating your body with your circadian rhythm. So for a bedtime routine, you're going to want to pair a few different activities. The first half is probably going to be something along the lines of just doing what you normally do before bed, like brushing your teeth or combing your hair, maybe taking a shower, putting on some comfy clothes, kind of just typical pre-bedtime routine stuff. Part two of the bedtime routine is going to be some sort of calming activity, and maybe it's one of them, maybe it's a couple of them that you enjoy putting together. Really, we're just looking for some different calming strategies or activities to help activate your body's parasympathetic nervous system so you can more easily get quality rest. When we have a regular calming routine like this and we can stick to it pretty regularly on a day-to-day basis, your body then kind of gets those sleepy signals when you start that routine because it knows, okay, it's kind of time to wind down now and I can more easily fall asleep and probably stay asleep too. So here are just a few ideas for those calming activities that you might want to check out. These can be things like progressive muscle relaxations, meditations in general, or maybe sleep meditations. I've also heard sleep stories has been a great addition to a bedtime routine as well. You can try deep breathing or deep breathing techniques. Aromatherapy can be quite nice as well, or maybe even just reading a book that you enjoy or drinking a nice cup of herbal tea. Definitely make sure that it is caffeine free if you go with the tea choice. Again, really what we're looking for here is just to find some strategies or activities that help bring your body into that parasympathetic state. After all, it is not called the rest and digest system for nothing. Once we are in the parasympathetic state through these calming activities, we can more easily fall asleep. Number two is to decrease your screen time before bed, and specifically a few hours before you want to kind of initiate that bedtime routine that we were just talking about. I'm sure you have already heard all about how looking at screens before bed can negatively impact your sleep, and maybe you care, maybe you don't care, but I am going to share with you a little bit more about it. The blue lights that are used in devices like smartphones and iPads and computers and TVs, all of the different devices that we use on probably a regular or daily basis, all of those things have this thing called blue light. And this blue light actually suppresses the naturally occurring hormone called melatonin, which helps us fall asleep. Melatonin regulates your circadian rhythm, which is your 24-hour wake-sleep cycle that's just within the body. If you are not game for setting aside your screens before bed, at the very least, please do check out and see if your device has a red light option. Red lights are much less disruptive to that circadian rhythm or to the natural release of melatonin. On an iPhone, you can find this red light version by going to settings, then to display and brightness. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see something called night shift. And this is where it kind of gives a red-orange hue to your device. And that can be on your phone, your iPad. I'm not sure about computers, but I imagine it can be turned on there as well. You can also set up a timer, so you can have it kind of come on at a certain time during the afternoon or evening, so you don't even have to think about it. Another option here is to use blue light blocking glasses. I actually have some here with me. I got these during the pandemic. When the pandemic happened, all of my work switched to online, and so I was looking at a screen all day, and I was getting headaches and eye strain, and my sleep was disrupted. And honestly, as soon as I started using these blue light blocking glasses, all of those problems pretty much disappeared. So there's definitely something to it. If you're interested in learning more about blue light blocking glasses or red light therapy in general, I'm going to link a few episodes to my colleague's podcast. All of them are just awesome. It's called Health in Motion. Her name's Abby Takis, and she has a couple of episodes where she's talking with the owner of Midwest Red Light Therapy, and they're here in Cincinnati. Just very, very knowledgeable, so much information. So I'd highly recommend them. I'll link them in the description. Another good option out there, especially for those of us who do deal with anxiety on a daily basis, is weighted blankets. And if you've never heard of weighted blankets, honestly, it's just like it sounds. It's a weighted blanket. You can purchase them of different sizes, different weights. Most companies who do sell weighted blankets will kind of give you like a size weight guide so they can make sure that you are buying the best one for your body. To give you a reference, this is the one that I bought. It's pretty big. I think it's like a twin size or a full size. It's so heavy. Since these are relatively new products, data is still being collected. However, current studies are showing pretty promising results already. Weighted blankets were created to mimic something called deep pressure stimulation. Basically, when a consistent amount of weight is placed all over the body, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, that thing that we were talking about before and in other videos that I have. It's the branch of our nervous system that makes us feel calm, relaxed, safe, all of the things that we probably want to feel on a regular basis, but definitely right before bed, especially so we can more easily fall asleep. Not only that, but the research is showing that using weighted blankets also increases serotonin, aka the happy chemical, while decreasing cortisol, aka the stress chemical, which means that by using weighted blankets, you're likely to experience improved mood and decreased stress and anxiety. And of course, it also assists with just improving our quality of sleep in general. Those are all the tips that I have for you for today's video. And if you have found any of them helpful, go ahead and let me know by hitting that like button, and I will see you next time.